Dun, 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 dun. Welcome, everybody, to a Tuesday edition. I am so excited for the Black and Gold Dynasty podcast. I have a big, huge panel tonight. I can't believe that I got all these people tonight. So please hit your like and subscribe. Jump on, ask them questions. We are going to be talking about this big, huge playoff game in Buffalo. So here we go, people. Well, welcome everybody to a Tuesday edition of the Black and Gold Dynasty podcast show. And I'm going to introduce the panel tonight that come on the show to talk Steeler football to get ready for this playoff week. And the first guy I'm bringing on, this guy is a long way from home here in the United States. He does his own show. He's the man from Steelers Nation, Australia. He's our man, Mark. Mark, how you doing this evening?
Hey, what's going on? I love the intros, man. How good's that? And I'm doing fantastic. As you can see down below, Buffalo 0-4 in Super Bowls. They're nothing toast.
I love it. I love your positive attitude, and we're going to be bashing the Buffalo Bills all night on this show tonight. So here we go. Our next contestant on the special panel talking Steelers football. He's from Punxsutawney. Never met him before in my entire life. I hope he's a Steeler fan. Everybody welcome Punxsy Pete. Punxsy Pete, how you doing, sir?
Good, Bubba.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you got some Steeler
Can you hear me,
knowledge
Bubba?
tonight. I can hear you. I can hear you, sir.
I have to wear the glasses. Wait till my eyebrow grows back in.
Okay, Pete.
My wife said it looks scary.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming to the show. And everybody, I want to welcome this guy. He does the Steeler podcast. He does a show after the Steelers. He has a whole bunch of podcasts. He has his own radio show on Beaver County's finest. I believe he's in traffic right now. He's doing everything. It's Ralph Williams. Ralph, how you doing this evening?
Hey, I'm doing real good, Bubba. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Ralph, we're driving and doing a podcast. I tell you what, you got special talents, brother. So thanks for coming on. We're gonna talk Pittsburgh Steelers football, and tonight, I am so honored. This is huge in all my podcasting. He's everywhere. He is the man. He's the Son of God. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, we've got Steeler Jesus in the house. Steeler Jesus. Look at that.
How you guys doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh my God. Welcome.
No blessing to you guys.
God bless you too. God bless you too. Oh man. So hey, let me start off since he has never been on this show before. Steeler Jesus, how do you feel about being in the playoffs?
I feel great. We've been like this isn't our first time down this road. 2005-2006 season. Ring a bell to anybody. Super Bowl XL, baby. It's just we love being underdogs. That's what Steelers are, man. We love being underdogs.
That's right. I love no negativity. Mark, what do you feel at Steelers week? How do you feel it down in Australia? You know, the vibe is coming.
Well, honest to goodness, I think the last 3 weeks have shown that we can run the ball and play defense with a lot of players out. So they're talking about TJ Watt being out, and it's a big deal with a 1-10 record. But at the same time, these players are stepping up. You got Miles Jack and Eric Rowe making plays, and I know we're going to talk about that. So I don't think we're going to get bashed down 45-7 or 35-10. No way. It's going to be a contest. It won't be an easy one, but we're in this, but they're counting us out. And we've beaten the Bills there before. Remember a few years ago in Buffalo?
Yes.
Same thing.
Yep.
We've done it before. Can do it again.
Exactly.
Okay. Punxsy Pete, what's your take on this playoff week in the Pittsburgh lore here?
Well, my wife said if the Steelers win, I can get a bedazzler, and then I can, bedazzle Taylor Swift's boyfriend's jersey that I got through Temu. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, that's awesome.
And I'm excited about, even though he's not playing. I'm excited. Wait, is that Kelsey or Taylor Swift's? What were you talking about? TJ Watt or Kelsey? What's the Steelers podcast?
This is the Steelers podcast. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Steelers. I'm from Punxsy. So Yeah, Steelers, they're pretty good. Haven't won much, and that Tomlin talks in riddles. I think he's Dr. Seuss's illegitimate son, but no one's going to do the DNA and me on him. Just saying, because he's been around for 17 years and he's indoctrinated into the Steelers subculture. Don't get me into all this Nostradamus stuff about the Steelers, because I'll be here all day.
We want you to do nothing up in Punxsutawney. Ryan Leaf, thank you for coming on the show. Hopefully you haven't been convicted of a crime. It's a shame that you were a first-round pick and what happened to your career, but thank you. I see you're a Steeler fan. Steeler, like I said, here we go. Gene is in the house. Hey, all. And then these are some boys that are following Mark's show, I believe. Cheers. Okay, so we got people. Benjamin's on the show. Chris Elliott says, hey, fellas, Brock on the show. So, that's right, Kyle. Punxsutawney
Ralph got pulled over by the police.
I think he did. Now, Ralph, what do you think about this week coming up, sir?
Well, I thought they were going to fold the 10 after the Arizona loss, and they didn't. And you know what? Mike Tomlin has to clean the egg off his face, because he should have decided. He should have went with Mason Rudolph a long time ago. I said after Ben retired that they should have started Mason Rudolph, forget about signing Trubisky, and have Pickett be the backup and let him learn. But they didn't do it that way. They decided to go get Trubisky and shuffle Mason under the carpet. Well, guess what? Mason's up from the carpet now, and I tell you what, if he takes his team to the Super Bowl, somebody's going to have to really pay him. I mean, I'm talking about, and I don't think the Steelers will. And he may just go off to another team and end up, getting paid very well. That's what's going to happen right now. But I think the Steelers have a shot at winning this week. In Buffalo, Josh Allen has been turning over the ball a lot, and I believe that we could probably beat them.
Okay, so I'll ask another question, because I believe that too. Now, since the injury of TJ Watt, none of us that got down to a grade 3 to a grade 2. Okay, now that's huge. Now, without TJ Watt, the Steelers have only won one game with him out of lineup. They're like 1-10. But let me ask you guys all a question. I'll start with you, Jesus, and go around. Now, Jesus, do you think this year we have better depth than we had last year due to the injury, that these linebackers can come in and perform to the best of their ability as close as TJ Watt as they can, Jesus?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we have any problem with that. I think we can cover TJ Watt's spot, especially with the locker room getting back together, everybody on the same page. I think they had a falling out when Kenny Pickett was in there. I don't know if the team was not motivated, or they had some kind of loss of respect for the coach. I think something happened there over the past couple of weeks with Rudolph in there. I think he's gained their confidence, and I also think they got a lot more respect for the game. I mean, they were just out there willy-nilly. I mean, you could see that when they wouldn't even run off the line. Right. Pickett watching people run right past them, not completing, plays, just walking off the line and stuff like that.
Well, you go to the game, so you see that there's receivers open when you go to the game.
Oh,
so.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, yeah, because you're looking at firsthand knowledge more than just us on the TV screen, which I've been told that numerous times. So, yeah. Okay. So, Ralph, what do you think about that with the coming of, Nick Herbig and Marcus Golden, covering the slack of TJ Watt? Because I thought maybe he would actually be able, even if it was like 60% to play Sunday, but he was ruled out today in the press conference. What do you think about that, Ralph?
Well, I agree with the fact that we have enough depth this year. Now, let me say this. Last year, we went to the scrap pile to get people. This year, we went to the used car lot. I'd rather go to the used car lot than the scrap yard to look for people. They were able to get some really good veterans that got released by teams that maybe didn't work out. They even have Blake Martinez. They have Jalen Smith. They have some guys that can come in and back up. And I don't think we have anything to worry about. I don't think we lose a step. I think we're going to be okay with this depth at inside linebacker. Like I said, Omar Khan went to the used car lot instead of Kevin Colbert's scrap heap.
Okay. Punxsutawney Pete, what was your take on the question here?
Well, I think Jesus was right. You had guys in the wide receivers, like they're landing on it. They're working on an aircraft carrier landing stuff, they're open, it's open for business. And they couldn't get the ball to him. And then Mason Rudolph came out from under Ralph's carpet, and that was good. And I like Mason Rudolph, and I think he's fantastic. He's very handsome.
Perfect hair.
I think he's a handsome guy.
Perfect hair.
And I like the meme that they have put his head on John Travolta and he's walking down the street. That's pretty fun. So we have that for that week. And then all the Christmassy Rudolph thing where he had the little nose, that was cute. So we had all this good stuff sprinkled onto getting into the playoffs. So I'm happy for the Steelers and I'm happy for Pittsburgh fans.
Okay, well, thanks, Pete. Now, Mark, what is your take since we don't have TJ Watt? Are you okay with the substitutes that we have, that we're okay with that?
Yeah, we should be fine, really. This is now Highsmith is time to be number one, right? Marcus Golden's been a guy who can do run defense. Nick Herbig showed in 2 plays that he got to the quarterback with a fumble. I'm fine with that because it's like what Ralph said. They've found players from the couch. Eric Rowe, Michael Walker, he's been playing okay. Not the best, not great, but he's getting there playing tackles. And Miles Jack, too, who's had a hockey team and apparently was meant to be a plumber. So they've played this way the last, 5-6 weeks. TJ Watt being out is different because we used to have, who was the guy, the Capoeira or something like that back in the day? I don't know. It was one of the blokes. And we had Melvin Ingram used to back up TJ Watt.
Oh, Melvin Ingram, Malik Reed last year
was,
Malik,
yeah.
Now he's working at Giant Eagle. He's not even.
So
I don't even think he's
Giant
in the
Eagle.
league. Yeah, Giant Eagle down the
There
pants
you
and
go.
that. Yeah, but so you're okay. I mean, even though we all would want TJ in, because I heard that if it's somebody else besides TJ, maybe Allen will actually not be able to run in the lanes because TJ's trying to go for a sack, and maybe Herbig or Golden will actually close down the running leg of Josh Allen. Because I believe Josh Allen, I don't care what anybody says, he is going to throw some picks come Sunday.
Three of them.
There's no doubt. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Well,
one of them's going to be a really big one too. I mean, we're going to need something in the defense side to come up with something, and he's going to throw a pick, and that's going to be the icing on the cake.
Nice, and I hope so. We got Lori Lash in the house. Chauncey Ross, Indiana's finest newscast and journalist. He says, no, TJ, the Bills are being lured into complacency. The Steelers have them right where they want them.
Yep.
We can all agree on that.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Chris Elliott, Malik Reed was signed by the Dolphins today with Justin Houston. I'm glad he got signed from the Giant Eagle parking lot, and now he's playing. And Mom, thanks for tuning into the Black and Gold Dynasty show.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom. Rose is in the house. Yeah, she doesn't watch the Steelers game because she gets all jibey, and she just, oh my God, I prayed. She prays to Steeler Jesus. So now let me ask you guys a question from last week's game. I'll start with Mark this time. Now, we looked and seen that George Pickens was okay with not getting any balls thrown last week. And it's not going to happen in Buffalo. He's going to have some or one big play, I believe. Mark, what's your take on that?
Yeah, to me, I did see some fans were saying last week on the internet were like, well, you should have got Pickens involved, but they didn't understand that the game was raining and the game was meant to be for running the ball, right? Pickens, I think, too, as what Jesus said there as well, how they're coming together. Maybe there was a bit disruption in the locker room. Minka, around that time, called everyone out, right? So I think TJ Watt's been probably calling him out too, but Minka's been calling him out and saying, act together. And I think even Tomlin has been saying, get it together. So there was something missing, and maybe Rudolph sparked that to the winning football, and maybe getting him the football was good. Like we saw the massive pass that Rudolph threw to DJ, the 70-yard pass, right, last week. And look, I like Kenny. I still want to see what he can do next year. I'm not going to go say he's terrible or whatnot. We'll see what happens next year. But you've got to say that Rudolph coming in right now has been a savior. So George Pickens will be getting footballs next week. I don't even know their cornerbacks because I know JPJ is going to be facing Diggs. But people get worried about, we can't beat them. We can't beat them. Are they not worried about us? You got DJ in form.
They need to be.
Pickens in form. Rudolph, who doesn't care anymore, playing for a big contract, or he's going to retire. Najee and Warren, who just want to run through people's heads. And Hayward is blocking, and so is Big Darnell. Like, this is a team that wants to win now because they finally have something to be successful.
Yeah. Punksy Pete, what's your thought on that?
No, I kind of got lost because I was looking at pictures of Mason Rudolph's mom's pretty attractive. So imagine him, but imagine Mason, but prettier.
Gary Schatz, thank you. Benjamin said go Steelers. Benjamin said Steelers versus the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. I've seen some mock things where Pittsburgh and Detroit. I'll take whatever.
Yes.
I think we'd all be happy with that. But I got this one kid. He's part of my mega panel cast. He is Kal-El, and he's also from Punksy. But this kid here is he's a Buffalo Bills fan. So he has this right here. He's talking this one pick. He's talking about Josh Allen.
They call me Punksy Pete, but I got picked on in Punksy, so I moved to Plumville.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. But yes, he said one pick, you turn it around. He's all about the Buffalo Bills. I'm trying to convert the kid to the Steelers. I know he's young and doesn't know what's going on, but this is another take. I'm not worried. Are you guys worried about any of the Buffalo receivers?
Who's Gabe Davis?
Ralph, are you worried about any of the receivers?
Well, if we don't play zone, we play some man-to-man coverage, and don't let the middle get wide open. I believe we could probably defend their receivers. I'm not worrying about them at all if we do it that way. But if we do zone, we're done.
Okay. Mark, what do you think about that?
Who's their tight end? Is it that's Kincaid? I'm on a different team.
Gabe is.
I'm worried about that. I'm worried about the middle as well because the middle has been wide open to the linebackers there. So I like what JPJ is doing, and he takes down one dude, and the other guys also Minka's back, so Peterson will come back to corner. Levi Wallace has been a problem, or he's been scorched, or he plays okay. So mine is the middle of the field. I think it's Dante Kincaid or someone like that, the tight end.
I don't even know because I can't even. I just hope that LaDainian Roberts just beats the living bejesus out of him. You know what I mean? So So Steeler Jesus, what do you think about that?
What's that?
What do you think about their receivers?
I don't think we have. I'm not too worried about them. We can cover them guys.
Oh, see,
I don't think we have no problem covering them at all.
Oh wait,
we've been down this road before. We've been.
That's
here.
who they are.
We grinded out the best, man. And we got the youngest. We have the youngest O-line. Speaking of O-lines, we have the youngest O-line in the NFL right now. So we're in a rebuilding phase, and we're in the playoffs. You know what I mean? That speaks for itself right there.
Well, Isaac, the guard has no sacks on him. Did you guys see that? No sacks this year. So that's phenomenal. Now, I'm not a big Mason Cole fan because he's not making the snaps. He can't do the shotgun, and that's a weak link that I've been talking about all year.
Yeah,
we need to get a center. But you're right. You're right, Jesus. Our offensive line is better than I believe the Buffalo offensive line.
Oh, no doubt. I don't see us having a problem. I really don't.
You know why it works too? It's because of the tight ends. You go back and watch games. Watch what they don't pass the ball to in Washington and also Haywood. The way they're playing in Muth too, they don't really pass the ball, but they're actually pushing on the line. Like the way they run certain different routes and certain different running schemes, they're running behind them. And then also the tight ends are taking Najee to the house. Like they're all bought in.
Well, last week, Connor Hayward in the Ravens game had two great blocks that made Najee go. Now, let me ask you guys another question here, and then anybody can answer. We're better off between tackle and tackle instead of going outside with Najee, correct?
Oh, my God. We pay Najee to run straight. We pay Najee to go north and south. I hate whenever he tries to do this stutter step, Le'Veon Bell stuff. Run the ball straight. That's what we pay you to do, man. That's on the win there,
Yeah, Ralph, you think that's between tackle and tackle?
Yeah, absolutely it is. That's been their bread and butter. They need to stick with that. And speaking of the offensive line being young, Pat Meyer, their offensive line coach, is a really good offensive line coach. He got stuck in that nonsense down in Carolina with Matt Rule, but he's a really good coach. He's been around the league, and that's probably another reason why their line is doing as good as they're doing right now. And but the interesting part about this, guys, is the fact that they went ahead and it was a late season surge for a second time. If the Steelers would try to win more games and then quit waiting for these end of the year things, and I said it at the beginning of the year, Bubba, It's better to be lucky than good, because there were times when the Steelers were not good and they got lucky in this playoff game. And the only reason they're in it is because they got lucky that somebody else lost.
That and TJ Watt and there's that pick six with or TJ Watt. When was that? Was that the Colts?
That was the pick six. I believe he had that
was the game before they went in their losing skid.
Yeah. Was that the Colts?
Well,
no, the Colts was after the losing, or in the middle of the last game of the losing skid.
Okay.
Look at this. Steelers can get turnovers, plus turnovers, good position to win. We all agree with that.
Joey Porter gets a pick six.
Oh, my.
That will be something, because I believe he'll shut down Diggs, because Diggs is not 100%. And Joey Porter all year has been the number one guy on their number one guys and has been shutting them down. So
and Joey Porter, I haven't been a big fan, but he learned how to tackle.
Okay.
In the flats there.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he did.
We got Travis Williams is in the house. Larry Stryker for Pro Wrestling Extreme Podcast is in the house. Sean Robinson. So Rick Kenner, thanks for tuning in. Now, we got a Buffalo Bills fan, so he's coming on with trying to be knowledgeable, but I don't think he's going to go against all of us talking Steelers. But Kyle can keep trying. God bless him. He'll be on Friday's show.
Belt buckle.
Being 100% honest, no, that's no way. No way. Mark, take that question, Mark.
Oh, man.
Go ahead, Mark.
Najee's been playing different, and Najee also plays better in the cold too. And also Najee carries people on his back. If he runs north and south and he even hits his own lineman and still moves forward. So I just looked up then, Buffalo Bills are giving up 4.6 yards a carry. That's all Najee needs. Get 4.65 yards. Then you have the play action stuff. You have the jet sweeps. You have the Warren coming in. You have Mason Rudolph to DJ or Pickens. This offense isn't as bad now. I think when Mason Rudolph came into it and sparked everything up, there's a bit of belief. And now, too, the offensive line can actually move the ball forward. I trust him more moving the ball forward running than pass protection. So Najee's going to be okay.
Mason's making really quick decisions, releasing the ball quick. There was a guy in his face last game. I thought he was going to eat it, and he hit his guy. Two guys were covering him. Fantastic play. That wouldn't have happened. That opens up the field for the running backs. It's, and I'm not a mathematician, but 100% of the time, 60% of the time, that equals a victory, right, guys?
Hey, Pete, what did they say 2 years ago? They said Mason Rudolph stands in the pocket. Now what is he doing? He's standing in the pocket and delivering the football.
Well, that game, speaking of standing in the pocket, when he threw that pick and when he threw the George in Seattle, he was getting ready to get hit. Third down, he completed that third down pass.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny couldn't do that.
Here, you guys were talking about sacks. He has big nuts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Craig from Patton. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year from Patton, Pennsylvania. Thanks, Craig. Mike Stitt thanks for tuning in. Now, I have a question here on YouTube for everybody. Who do you think the Steeler will be the X factor this game? I'm going to start with you, Steeler Jesus. Who do you think will be the Steelers X factor?
X factor besides Rudolph?
It's that seat.
Oh, man. We'll go with Najee.
Najee. Okay.
Yep.
Ralph, who would you be your Steeler X factor?
I think it's going to be George Pickens in this game. I think this is a game he really does well and comes out.
Okay. Benjamin said the Steelers are going to win this Sunday, 24-21 in overtime. Punksy Pete, what's your X factor?
He's like a rock. Boswell.
Okay.
He is.
Okay.
Don't overlook him. He's been chopping wood, baby. He's like a lumberjack.
He'd be in the Pro Bowl. They chose
He has to be more decisive, Jay Devil says. And also, Mark, who is your X factor?
I'm going to go with Minka coming back.
He's coming back.
If Minka can...
Yes, he's coming back.
Oh, that's nice.
I have a man crush. I have a hall pass for him from my wife.
KZ's coming back.
You got a hall pass from your wife for Minka?
For Minka, yeah.
Does Minka know about this?
He does now.
No, he does not.
He's watching this podcast right now.
He does now.
So, and also speaking.
It's not a sin. It's a hall pass. Jesus, shut up.
So, who'd you say, Mark? Who's your X factor?
Minka.
Okay.
If Minka gets his team ready and not scoring 35 points and be under 25, he's going to get the more communication, get everyone set and ready to go. and take care of Josh Allen. Josh Allen's going to throw a dumb pass to someone. Might as well be Minka.
Or Nick Herbig gives them. I think
Nick Herbig, he could be one.
TJ Watt is going to get a strip sack. Allen's going to fumble the ball because he's fumbled 4 times, 18 interceptions. Okay, they compared him to Terry Bradshaw in that way. But
that's fine. Okay.
Terry Bradshaw got Super Bowl championships. This guy's never going to win a ring. I don't give a shit how much stats, how much whatever. Buffalo Bills never get a Super Bowl. I'm telling you, they're not going to get in. If they do get in, they're going to lose. And then Mark's thing is going to be 0-5 in the Super Bowls. They're never going to win a championship. They don't have the team.
He has better hair.
Huh? You know. So the thing is, okay, here we go. We got this Buffalo. The only way
Bradshaw was going bald in 11th grade.
No, this kid's is a young kid here. He already has.
He had a comb over in the senior prom.
Pickens is going to have a big game, Kal-El. Todd, thanks for tuning in. Alan, thanks for tuning in. So, what about the JP Jr. factor? It's going to be huge.
Take away Diggs, and I think you're good. Let everyone else have a crack. You know, Gabe
Davis. JJ
who?
Is he from Arizona?
JJ Watt did play for Arizona.
No, one of your fans, Mark.
He's in an undisclosed location.
Oh, they can't tell where he's at.
Yeah, don't know where he's at.
There. The blue nose steelhead.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
He did he did this. Herbig. Okay, yeah, I like that. That's good. I think our offensive line is just gonna the defense, the run defense for the Buffalo Bills is ranked 16th.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
Not good for them.
No.
Hey, Bubba. Excuse me. Can I excuse myself? I'm getting out of my Jeep to my scooter. Can I excuse myself?
Ahead, yeah, go
ahead.
We'll
talk to you later, Ralph.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, Ralph.
You're welcome.
Ralph Williams, everybody. Okay. Okay. Well,
you're right there, Pete. You good?
No, I scared myself with myself.
Okay, right in Asia. Okay, so what? I'm trying to think of something here because how the weather's going to be real cold up there.
The weather's going to play a factor in this game. If it's windy,
I think they need to drag
wind coming off that lake. It's going to be a run game. It's going to be a run game.
If they can handle last week in the really cold Raven territory in that stadium,
that was miserable.
Like they played. I don't care if they're playing backups because we have backups in our team too because they're now starters. Why can't they go into Buffalo? They've done it before. Mason Rudolph is like he's almost playing for a new contract, new team, right? He wants to not give it up.
He's definitely playing.
Warren and Najee, I think, are starting to. Warren does everything. He just runs straight. Najee needs to be like fed after a few times and get the ball 25 times, and he'll just keep chipping away. If we see that same respect for each other and camaraderie to nail down this kind of stuff, the Bills should be worried. I've seen scores of like Bills like 34-13.
No way. Because the Steelers offense to me is going to drive down that field and keep Josh Allen on the bench. I believe that's going to be so.
And he's going to be cold when he comes in. I think he's going to
I think Jesus is right. It's going to be like 05 when you had Jerome Bettis in Chicago running and running and running, and all of a sudden he's in the end zone and it's just snowflakes. It's magical. It's like a Christmas globe.
The more you talk, the more you went off the screen. Then you're like, go this way.
Yeah, sorry, I get into stuff.
Would be keeping him. We got to keep him in the pocket, and that's understandable. But like I said, now, if by chance Mason doesn't get hurt or something, Kenny is the second string quarterback. They cut Trey Sorley today. They cut him because they had to get some linebackers in to fill this TJ Watt spot. I don't see Kenny Pickett getting in. I see this as a redemption story that's never been heard of in Steeler history. This has never been done before. If Mason Rudolph gets us a victory, which I believe he will in Buffalo, he got that one game, that one playoff victory. He is going to be in the offseason probably a huge free agent pickup. Do you think if he gets this win in Buffalo, do you guys think that he will stay with the Steelers if they sign him, or will he go somewhere else for greener pastures?
Depends if does he want to? Because the way they did kind of treat him to a certain degree, that they left him to the last minute. But Omar Khan, if the reports are true, was one of the teams that gave him a chance back. So, and he knew too that he was going to be a third quarterback as well. So it's not like, he was fighting for second. He always knew he was going to be third. But we'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
It's like that. It's like that Lifetime show that I didn't watch, but I pretend to watch with my wife, where the fat girl loses all the weight. She becomes super pretty. She gets to be the prom queen, and she gives the guns up. You know what I mean? Like, deuces. I'm out of here. You too late. Too sorry. Too late. You're not getting any of this. You know, and that's what happens. Just poof, it's gone.
It's the hair.
Mace Rudolph is gone, like a prom dress on a fat girl.
Okay, so Jesus, what do you think about this?
I think Trubinsky's gone, and that money that they're going to save on Trubinsky, they got to offer it to Rudolph. I mean,
I hope, Jesus, I pray to you that happens.
He only took 1.7 this year for his year. I think if they offer him a nice stack of money, I think he wants to stay a Steeler. He's a good Christian guy, man. He wants to stay here. He's faithful, man. He's faithful to his team, and I think I think him and Tomlin might have had problems before, and that's why he didn't start, or that's why he didn't play earlier.
Well, let me ask you a negative side. We've been talking a little positive. Let me talk about our punter. This could be crucial.
Oh my.
Hopefully, yeah. I don't see him being around next year.
Nah.
And if he booms one, he better boom it right on the 5-yard line or on the 10-yard line, and he can't shank nothing. That could be the only wink link that we have going.
He goes from sugar to shit. When he's good, he's good.
Yeah.
When he's bad, he's bad.
When he's bad,
right?
He's terrible.
He's bad, he's worse.
Yeah. Yep.
Just pray for him.
We
you
got
to remember that the flag in the Ravens game. He had a really good punt, and then some flag came up, and the next one was bad. I was like, it is like that. Like, really great punt, and then the re-kick was terrible.
I mean, you look at the guy, you're like, this guy can punt a ball. And then he gets up and does a 25-yarder, and you're like, what is going on?
Maybe he just has a case of some pulled feelings.
The thing in college, he was known for all his fake on the 4th down fake punts. He's never once done them with the Steelers, or maybe one time, and he was known in college. He's the Ray Guy punter, and he's not performing like Ray Guy.
Right.
Well, that's because Tomlin has him on a short leash.
Well, I think if anything, if he gets a couple, hopefully he only punts maybe once. That would be great, or none at all. Because
that would be better. That would be better.
Because that's forced to go, baby.
He's too iffy, and this is a game where you don't need a play like that.
No,
it's scary.
Kurt Warner, look at this one. Kurt Warner, that's pretty good. That's a good assumption of.
Oh wow, Dante and Kyler, what a great comment.
That is good. And then also here we go with the Buffalo Bills fan that this kid got moxie. I'll give him that.
True.
and they won't use him. They won't use him that much, Kyle.
Nah.
Wasn't that a show with Simon Cowell, the X Factor?
Yeah, I think so.
I love that show.
I believe so. And then Chauncey says, I have a solution: make more first downs and drives with points, and then you don't have to use the punter. Yes, I did send the link there, Benjamin. I did. So yeah, I got. I think that's probably the only negative aspect that I see besides TJ Watt being out with injury is Percy Harvin. That is the only thing I see. But also, too, Jaylen Warren had his worst game last week in the weather conditions. That was his worst game. He still got 30 yards. But I think with this combo, with these two guys, they cannot, like we said before, they cannot stop these two. No. And they won't. I just think with Broderick Jones being the number 1 pick now and just having tenacity and blowing people off the line.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
He's huge.
Hey, Bubba, you think Mason Rudolph will make a workout video? Because I think my mom would like that for Christmas, or maybe I might too.
I can tell you one thing: his hair won't be messed up.
He's fantastic.
Hair will not be messed up.
He's always praising God.
Oh yeah.
He's always praising God.
God blessed him. Yes, they did.
With a full head of hair, man. It's never out of place either.
He doesn't have to use peroxide. I swear. He don't have to use peroxide.
He doesn't.
That's all natural, baby. Like for Christmas, I got peroxide and just for men. And I have to ask for each holiday because it just doesn't. I don't stay looking this pretty.
Oh, it happens. It's what you're working on it. You're working
on it, baby.
Well, that's just, and this game is at 1:00 too. I wish it's not. It could be better on a prime time. I wish it was like at 4:00.
It could.
Mark, do you like the 1:00 games?
For me, that's my 5 a.m.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd rather have 4:00 than you can have some.
I'd rather probably 4 to be 8 a.m. But it's like as I've got the day off work, so I'll be up at 5 and watching it.
But you're not a Vegemite guy. What is your breakfast? What's your choice of breakfast?
Just toast and coffee. That'll do me.
Toast and coffee.
Do you have
toast, coffee and hatred? That's like the.
Do you have do you have like a superstition, Mark, when you get ready for the game?
No, yeah. I used to do that stuff. Then I had to get rid of them because I used to try and do jerseys and try and keep up which one was winning, which one wasn't, that kind of stuff. I now live stream most of the games on my channel, so I just wake up and just put on a jersey or a shirt and see what happens. But I used to do that stuff. I used to on my Instagram post a little 30-second read of a paragraph talking about it. But I stopped doing that because I ran out of photos. But nothing really, man. Because I just when you do that, then I think it's a lot of pressure, to win. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So nothing.
Hey! I want to ask Mark one more question. So, I've been out past the airport at Pittsburgh, and I've heard people talk like you before. But is it tough getting the game out there past the airport, past Pittsburgh? I know it's about an hour away.
Australia's an hour away?
Oh, you're in Australia. Oh, I thought you lived out past the Pittsburgh airport.
No, you're saying
shit, Bubba, where are you getting these guys?
I get it from all over
Bethlehem,
there.
Australia.
Yeah,
Area 51.
So Jesus, I know you go to the games. So what is your ritual getting ready for the game besides getting some holy water, breaking some bread, drinking some wine, taking your disciples and the apostles to I call it Heinz Field, and I always will. Would you still call it Heinz Field?
Yeah, Heinz Field. It'll always be Heinz Field.
Okay. So what's your routine?
I get up about 5:30, make sure everything's good, make sure my hair's good.
All right, on.
It's got to be good. Get down to the parking lots at 7:30. Then I'm in there right before everybody gets there, and then that's when my breakfast starts.
Do people just pass you their babies to kiss?
Well, sometimes.
They just pull the baby out of the trunk. Here, kiss it. Put it back in there, and then they get their bowl cuts for their tailgating.
Out of the trunk.
Oh,
so where else you put your babies?
Exactly.
Car seat?
Safe there.
I can't afford that shit.
So let me. I send you with the what's he called? The Pope?
Yeah, Pope Windsor.
Yeah, the Pope.
See, so you guys are actually getting everybody all ready spiritually.
Yeah, he does a prayer at stage AE before the game.
Steelers fans are going to heaven. Swear to you.
Wow.
Thank you. So we start off at the Terrible Bra. That's our first tailgate. So we go to hers, and she's been in it the longest, 40-some years. So she's the matriarch of the group. So we go see her. Then we get on to stage AE. We do that. I hang out with the Steel Line for a little bit, and then it's the North Shore Original tailgate.
Wow! So your day is all booked, Jesus. You have no openings on Steelers games.
Jesus, do you have to diet after the Steelers season's over from all the tailgating?
I have to. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
My God.
Does Jesus purge?
Oh,
so, Mr. Finger.
I got another question from the audience here on YouTube. The old football philosophy: play your strengths. Where do you guys feel the Steelers' strengths are? The run or pass or both? Mark.
Oh, it's got to start with the run, but also too, I find that Mason Rudolph, I think, has sparked up the run as well because now they're fearing the pass. Do you know what I mean? So I'd actually say I think our strength is the pass as well. I'm gonna say both. Okay. The minute he's in there, they respect the other pass to get back, and now they're letting Najee and Warren run. Also, too, they're checking down the ball a lot to Warren or Najee, and Kenny Pickett and Trubisky didn't do that. They didn't check down to the open man for yardage. Rudolph's playing really smart to get players open and moving the ball for first downs.
I don't think Kenny thought he had the time to do a lot of things. I think he felt rushed as far as that goes. And I don't think the line was holding up as good as it is now. I don't know if it's out of respect for Rudolph or what's going on. But
I heard something. It's just a rumor. but I hear Mason Rudolph is one hell of a towel snapper, and he got those offensive linemen to step 2. Give him an extra second or 2.
Nice.
There's going to be some chapped asses after
yeah.
the game, if you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Where'd you hear that?
Probably from
little birdie
Mark
told
Madden.
me.
Mark Madden probably told him.
Like I told you, for my other job, I'm a model at the School for Composite Arts, where they do composite sketches of people. And I was there naked, but my ears still work. And I was listening, and I heard them talking about that. And that wasn't the only thing my ears perked up after I heard that kind of story, if you know what I mean.
I'm glad you held on to it too. That's a good story to hear.
Yeah. So Jesus, what do you think? Run, pass, or both?
I'd say both. I'd have to say both. I'd say both stepped up.
Yeah. I
think they're going to start off with a couple long passes, keep them honest, and then just a little sprinkle of Najee,
You know what? I'm going to ask you guys a question, and I want to hear Bubba first. Bob, what's the main difference from Canada now, you think?
I believe that the two of those guys are coming up with a game plan. They're on the field. I don't think they'll be around next year. I always said that the Steelers need a young offensive-minded coach. The only coach I think that they should get outside, they should get an outside, not a Steeler as the offensive coordinator. The only Steeler that they should get as a coach, to me, is, and I've been saying this, is Hines Ward as a receiver coach. And get somebody that's young offensive minded, because you have to compete offensively. You got to score 28 to 35 points to keep up with this league. Now, it's not a defensive league. It's a league where you can get a turnover and use it to your advantage. But I just think those two guys being on the field and Faulkner being getting these guys running a lot better. Now, if they start using Freiermuth, and they haven't used him, they're going to use him Sunday a little bit more than we've seen all year, and that could be a decisive X factor also.
Yeah,
so that's a good point.
There's a lot of scenarios.
Sprinkle some Freiermuth in there.
Yeah, that it could be a lot, Mark. Going into this game, but I don't see Sullivan and I see Faulkner being the running back coach, and I see Sullivan going back to the quarterback. They got to get somebody that is offensive minded, but a little younger. I just want to see a little younger. I don't want Leftwich. I want somebody else.
Yeah.
They're also running out of passing plays. I saw one play was awesome. It was like Muth, Hayward, and someone else on the line, like three trip set, and they ran them up for a passing play, which made room for the running back to warrant a run or a passing play.
A wheel route.
Yeah,
like a wheel route.
Stuff like that, where things are open, and then you have like automatic blockers down
the field. Out.
Well, this is one person that, with Austin, he had a nice run in the punt return last week. He can open up. They need to use him a little bit more because he's been invisible since the Raiders game. So
he's close. He's very close for a big play.
What do you think about that, Jesus, with Calvin Austin?
Yeah, I think this game's going to prove a lot for a lot of these guys here going into postseason. Postseason's a whole
different ball whack.
New season. It's a new season for everybody.
How much money do they save if they have Mitch gone?
10.
Trubisky.
10
million?
Yep.
Yeah. And they might have to use that money to sign
Joe Flacco.
But they might have to use it. They might have to use it to sign Dante, because if they let Dante go, they don't have too many receivers in camp. I don't know.
Bring Flacco in the train, Kenny Pickett.
Oh.
Bring Flacco in the train, Kenny Pickett. Pickett needs a little bit of
veteran.
I think he needs more coaching from someone that actually has been there before. And who better to do it? Joe Flacco.
Well, what about having Mark Whipple, his old quarterback coach from Pitt, come in there and help him out?
The problem with that is college ball is way different.
Okay.
I mean, college ball, these kids are there playing, getting grades. NFL, these guys do this for a living. This is their bread and butter. And if you're not up to that capability or that speed or whatever you want to call it, you're
shit out of luck.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Jesus is right.
Okay, so here we got I got a couple more questions here.
They have a good secondary. I don't know about their D line.
I think their D line's smaller. I think they use lot of zone coverage though.
Yeah.
So, but I think they're going to get smoked on the run. Mark, what do you think?
I think so. They got who's the bloke? Is it Von Miller? Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there, but I think he smacked his wife or something and he got in trouble.
Really?
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, he's an NFL timeout pretty much after this.
That could be the only X factor. Well, Kyle would know, but I think he had to go to bed because it's 9:47. So he probably went to bed. So or the Buffalo
he should
Bills
just let his wife smack him.
Yeah. So
one for one.
Wait, I got something from Chris Anderson.
No. Don't smack your wife. I'm never saying that's good. Let her smack on you.
Don't smack women. Don't do that. But
Well,
that's what Vaughn did, and then I think he got in a little trouble when he came back. But if he's the Von Miller of like the Denver Bronco days, hopefully Broderick Jones can blow him out into the second seats of Rich Stadium. But also, what was I going to say?
What about Ray Rice? Never heard of that cat anymore after he got risky in the elevator.
What do you think?
I like the Broderick Jones statement. He's big enough to do it. He's quite capable of doing it.
So what do you think? They have a better D-line or secondary, Jesus? The Bills. I mean, we don't care, but I
don't care either. I'd say they're secondary.
Okay. So actually, I got another one. Chris Anderson says, and I'll ask all three of you real quick. Trade Kenny for a high draft pick because there's someone out there that will bite. What do you think, Mark?
I'm gonna say if it happens, sweet, fine, we'll deal with it. But I don't think it will happen. Like I think they'll keep Kenny. I think that they'll keep him for the next 3 years, and they'll go into camp with a veteran quarterback, and they'll probably draft a quarterback in the 3rd or 4th round. They want Kenny to be their guy, but you can't choose him now. You have to let him sit for another season.
It's like we don't want him, but you can't have him. We're just sitting in the corner.
Exactly.
But we can't have him because he's a Pittsburgh guy. If he succeeds somewhere else, it makes us look like assholes.
Terry Bradshaw was bad for the first 4 years of his career. Come on.
Yeah, he was bad. At 26 INTs, he was. He was bad.
He didn't get one until his hair was completely gone.
That's what it was.
Then they started passing it because back then in the early 70s, the Steelers were a defense and running the ball with Franco and Rocky. And then those later Super Bowls,
well, they got Mike Webster too, and that made a difference.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys, I think we're all going to keep Kenny.
Yeah,
I think they're not going to. They're not going to. Yeah, they're not going to trade. Yeah. And then also I have somebody that said they had a picture with you there, Jesus.
There you go.
All right.
Great. Who is it? Put it on
Daniel Harris.
Is that a president? Nice. Who's that?
Yeah, it looks like he's a politician.
Nice.
Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, we're getting everybody.
I need to hide.
Hit him hard, man. You got to hit him hard.
Okay. Sean says our defense is going to step up, keep their defense off the field. We all agree with that. That's a no-brainer, guys. And
they have been too. They've been doing that the last 3 games. They beat the Ravens at home. I don't care what they say. That was a hard game.
Right. No, it's hard to beat the Ravens at home, no matter who's playing.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a huge victory. And then conditions were shitty because I couldn't even watch. I could only imagine if you're there, but I know my TV, it looked like it was a rain out. I had to get some cloth and wipe my TV off. Now I guess the kid didn't go to sleep yet because this is what he said. So
usually, Bubba, you're wiping with some of these games. You've been wiping the screen with all your tears because it's been so piss poor.
It's been a roller coaster ride for Steeler fans, Punksy Pete. But we're in the game now, so I mean, it's a whole different season. Like Jesus said, it's 0-0. Anything could happen in anything. There's been records in playoffs. Super Bowls have been unknown people coming to age. And actually, I mean, ask the Redskins when Timmy Smith ran for 200 yards. Nobody knew who the hell Timmy Smith was.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'll tell you what, in 10 months,
safeties, defense.
In 10 months, if the Steelers win this week, in 10 months, there's going to be a population explosion in Pittsburgh, if you know what I mean.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Von Miller's still playing.
We
have Ed Oliver, who's a beast. Never heard of Ed
not
Oliver.
Pregnant hands.
Maybe Oliver Twist there, Kyle, but I don't know Ed Oliver. I know, Al Oliver. He played for the Pirates back in the 70s. So hopefully, no Marino. I don't even know these people. Leonard Floyd is great. I have no clue. Oliver is good. Buckle. That's what Blue Steelhead said. Okay.
Blue Nose Steelhead. That's a cool tattoo. Is it a Shriner tattoo?
Yeah, he had a terrible injury, but. Okay, oh my God, I got a whole bunch of wow, everybody.
Read all the comments,
I'm
Bubba.
Trying. Playing well, has been playing good.
Except for Kal-El.
Kal-El's he should be in bed.
He's blowing it up.
I'm curious how we're going to structure our secondary with Minka and KZ back. Will Peterson moved back. What are your thoughts? Mark, what's your thoughts on that?
He has to, but I want to kind of see what happened with KZ and Eric Rowe. You cannot take Eric Rowe off the field. Yeah. He's been playing fantastic.
Yeah. 29 tackles.
Ride it out, man. You got to ride
number 25 is he's hitting like 25 back there, like Ryan Clark.
That's my wife's cousin. We're not related. She's not related to him, but I told everybody because my wife's last name is Rao. Yeah, it's Rao. It's Rao in Western Pennsylvania. It could be Rowe, but I told everybody that's her cousin. Everybody thought that. So, but it come to my house. He's a Steeler.
He's playing Steelers football. The way he tackles the tight end right down, like Minka was doing, allows him to do that dirty work. And then now Minka can free roam. Peterson will move back to corner JPJ on his side, and they'll feed him like Shannon Sullivan in the slot, something like that. Eric Rowe, Kazi, I think is they'll bring it. Tomlin said something like if he's like ready to go, so if he's well conditioned, but you can't replace him 100%. It's going to be Eric Rowe, and like Yuli says, Minka and Rowe have to play together.
Okay, Jesus, what do you think?
I think they'll rotate him in here at some point, but they're not going to move him after this game. I think they're just going to ride out what they got going good for him. I mean, stick with what's working, and this is what's working. They could rotate him in a couple plays.
See the punch last week? He punched it out there. He had 10 tackles. Like he's playing.
Yeah.
He's playing football.
Yeah, I don't want to bring a guy in the first playoff game to see if he's game speed. Maybe last week or something. But I love him. But
I'd say once we're pounding, if we got a nice lead or nice big score lead, we're heading for a couple. I say throw him in there for a couple plays.
Oh, that's really nice.
But I say ride it out.
I got another one. It's going to be a yes or no. Will we contain Josh Allen in the rushing department? Mark.
That
was Brock Brewer said that. That was his question.
No, we'd have to, but I might say no because he gets away somehow, doesn't he? He always seems to get away. I'm going to say no because he can scramble. So we've got to find out who's going to be on him. You know, unless if Minka's there, you have a bit more free roam. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to say no for now. What if you say yardage? Maybe you get like 35 yards.
Okay. Punksy Pete, what do you think?
I think he's gonna get a couple first downs with his legs. You can't stop that. You just gotta, as Thomas say, we know he is what he is. We know what he does. We're just gonna have to mitigate that.
That's Carlisle. We know he can run. Okay, Jesus, what do you think?
They're not going to stop it fully. I don't see it happening like that.
Right.
I can't just see it fully being stopped, but we're gonna handle it.
Well, that's their number one runner.
Yep.
I mean, Cook's okay, but not, but they got who they got? Leonard Fournette. And I seen him like doing that fourth down push Josh in. That's what they were doing. I like Leonard Fournette. I wish the Steelers would have signed him, but he's not. But I see
old Cajun guy.
But also too, I see our Steelers run defense has been shutting everybody down, from Joe Nixon to Kenny Walker to Gus Edwards. They didn't 3 games. Those guys didn't do shit. So our run defense has actually been shutting people down. And I seen where LaDainian Roberts said he got that pec injury. He was out that one game. He said he's playing no matter what, and he's pumped up. So I mean, he's very, very good, and that was a good signing for the Steelers in the offseason.
Yeah,
and he knows how to play Josh Allen because he played him twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. Brock said he lived with 30, just not 60. He said. So okay, here we go. One more from the kid from Buffalo who lives in Bunksy. Yeah. Okay. Playoff Lenny. Well, he's going to be playoff Nenny because kid. You better have some tissues when the Steelers kick your Buffalo Bills' ass. You got to go to school.
Yeah.
Do you guys reckon
wake up Monday?
You guys reckon Cameron Hayward steps up? He's been a little bit quiet in like the big play department. You reckon he steps up this game?
I believe he's going to take everybody in because this could be his last game, maybe. And if he wants to go out, this could be his last run. He wants to win one. I mean, who doesn't? And if they win this one game, TJ will be back the week after.
I think so. I think it has to be.
And I thought, and he was in the facility with no brace on, walking perfectly. I thought he was going to play. I know Rich smoked last night on the show. Last night we did. Rich said he's probably, even if he's 90%, you still play TJ Watt. So they must have seen something that wasn't like even in 85 to 90 where they ruled him out.
Well,
so if he was 90, he, boom, game
do you
on.
play him and risk do you play him and risk his whole career over this? You know what I mean? That's another thing we got to look at.
Well, if he's a little better, and we say when we do beat Buffalo, we go to Baltimore.
Oh yeah,
we definitely play about
you
this
have
game
to.
here.
I think Baltimore he plays if he's 80%.
Yeah,
I think you have to.
There's no doubt. He's playing. When we go to Baltimore, he's playing. There's no doubt.
Well,
he's hungry for it, man.
Lamar Jackson, he loves Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson's 2-4 against us. He's shitty against us, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here I think the brotherly shove. Okay, yeah, I see where people in Pittsburgh banned all like Buffalo hot wings. So I mean,
what's Pete doing? What are you doing, Pete?
I don't know where he's going. I don't know what he's doing.
He's fixing his hair. Let him go.
So let me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys before we get out of here. Wait, what's this? Did they get beat? Oh, kid. We take one game at a time, kid. One week at a time, kid.
Yep.
1 week at a time. And we have beat the Ravens before in playoff games, kid.
Yep.
They also beat us, but we also beat them.
Yep.
It's very hard to beat a team 3 games in a row, but I think the AFC in my eyes is the weakest it's ever been in a long time.
100%.
And I think the Steelers can actually strike with this running game and the collective leadership that's on defense, from Minka to Cam to these unsung heroes on defense like the Rao and Nick Herbig. I believe Nick Herbig's he's gonna be a beast.
I like him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give my pick. I'm taking Pittsburgh like I always do. I'll never go against them. I'm gonna take the Steelers. I'm gonna take them 24-17 Pittsburgh. Mark?
I'm going to go. I came with a score, and I'm going to try and stick with it. 27-23 Steelers win.
Okay.
4-point win, and I'm happy with that. 27-23.
Okay. Jeremy says 27-14. Punksy Pete from Plumville.
Oh, it's going to be a butt pucker. You know what I mean? 28-24. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, okay. Now, finally, Steeler Jesus with all his wisdom and glory. Hallelujah.
And I know.
What's your pick?
Always go with the Steelers. Never go against them. It's going to be a close game. The weather, the playoffs. Everybody's not expecting us to be here. This is 6 seed. This, and this. You hear it all. I'm going to go. I'm sticking with the 20s too. I'm going to say 28-24.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a tight game. It's gonna be one of them ones where we grind it out whole game. We're gonna grind it. We're grinding it out.
And here's one more, 31-28, Sean. And one person we really haven't talked about is Highsmith.
Mm-hmm.
He can, if he has a glorious game and just eats it.
Yeah.
He's got something to prove because he wants to get out of that shadow of TJ. This would be the game for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I can't wait, man. I'm pumped. Like
me too. I'm right
ready.
up in there. I'm right in Buffalo.
I'm ready for your show tomorrow. I can't wait
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be on tomorrow with JT Toth of Draft 412. Now, Thursday, I'm going to have a potluck, and I'm going to keep going and doing what I'm doing. And if anybody wants to come on, they're more than welcome. And Friday night, yes, Kal-El will be on the show giving his Buffalo Bills pick. And that'll be something. I mean, God bless the kid, but that's the only thing that's negative is Buffalo Bills. He just doesn't understand the Steeler culture. He just doesn't understand it. He was born a little late. Steelers 3-0, Boswell 60-yard 3-0. Steelers 3-0, Boswell 60-yard field goal kick. I don't know about that there, JJ.
I love it.
I love it, but I can't see that.
Jeremy says we'll do their part. Hayward's going to be the guy. Yes, I agree, Jeremy. I totally agree. So, guys,
if it's 0-0, it's going into the third quarter. I'm going to go give plasma.
Well, my!
I'm not going to be watching that shit.
He's donating. He's going to donate.
Well, guys,
$800.
Steeler Jesus.
McKnight Road.
It's been an honor, sir. Thank you so much. You can come on the Black and Gold podcast anytime you want to. Send me out.
He's frozen.
Throw me.
You
we'll have
him.
religious services anytime you want, sir. Mark, is always a pleasure. Everybody can get a hold of Mark. Mark, tell them how they can get a hold of you, Mark.
I'm on YouTube, Steelers Nation Australia. So I do videos pretty much every day, unless I'm really tired. Then I don't do them. But I talk 90% Steelers and 10% I hate the Bengals. So they're the other videos.
Perfect.
But this week is Buffalo's going down. They've never won a Super Bowl. If you want to watch something for fun, it's the four falls of Buffalo. They went there 4 times in a row. 4?
Yeah.
And lost them all.
You're right.
Come on, man. We're a better franchise than them. Let's go.
Punksy Pete, thanks for tuning in tonight. Where can people get a hold of you, or do you have any kind of Twitter handle, sir?
I have P.O. Box, but I don't want to give it out because it's I don't know. Remember those you get music CDs and stuff like that.
Yeah, you'll get.
They're still trying to chase me down, so I can't put it over the airwaves.
Hasn't paid for them albums.
Right.
It's all good.
I'm still paying for that, and then I have Point Break at Blockbuster. I still owe them money too.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want no one to know where you're at or what you're doing. I understand.
Yeah, not to mention the sperm bank's been calling. They want a refund.
Chris Elliott said to Steelers 2320. Steeler Jesus, how can people get a hold of your godliness?
My godliness, Steeler Jesus Steinmetz, SteelerJesus.com. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, any of them. You can get a hold of me any way there. Messenger, all that. Yeah, I'm like dog shit. I'm everywhere.
So, guys, thank you guys so much. Everybody, thanks for tuning in tonight. This was a star-studded cast, and I appreciate everybody coming on tonight. Yep. I appreciate Steeler Nation. Go Pittsburgh. Here we go. Pittsburgh. Everybody, good night. I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 o'clock with my special guest, JT Toth of Draft 412. So everybody have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Good night.